All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Green Light Podcast. My name is Sean Green. Today is Friday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Wow. So today, it's going to be an NBA playoff show. We are just going to be talking about the NBA playoffs today. Nothing more, nothing less. But these NBA playoffs are highly entertaining. What did I tell you on our last show? So I'm going to talk about first the games that happened last night, go over that, and then we're going to talk about the series and games that are happening today. So I want to start off first with the Cavaliers versus Raptors. So as you know, last night the Cavaliers beat the Raptors 128-110. Now, if you guys listened to my last podcast, you would remember what I said, but I'm going to repeat it. The Raptors are a great basketball team. They're great. I love DeMar DeRozan. Kyle Lowry is great. But they have one issue, and that's LeBron James. LeBron is just too good for the Raptors. The Raptors can beat anybody. If the Raptors were playing the Boston Celtics, I guarantee you the Raptors would win. But for some reason, LeBron James is the Raptors' kryptonite. LeBron James is the meteor that killed the Raptors. I don't understand it. It's like DeMar DeRozan vanishes in the first half. Kyle Lowry starts good but ends horribly. And I have to give it to the Cavs. For all the crap that they had to deal with going into the playoffs, no bench, no players to help LeBron. They're really stepping up. And it's not even the players that are stepping up. It's LeBron stepping up and everybody else following him. Kevin Love had, I think 31 points. Kevin Love. Now, Kevin Love used to be a beast in Minnesota. But he came to the Cavs and he kind of fell off. But now, he's helping LeBron try to win another championship. So like I said in my playoff prediction, I don't see the Raptors winning. Even close. I don't see them winning a game. I think they might win one, but now they're going back to Cleveland after losing 2 games in Toronto. Drake, you got to be humble, man. you got to be humble. So that was the Cavs versus Raptors. So now I want to go to something that I was wrong with. I like the Celtics. You know, I'm a Boston sports fan. I think Boston sports are the best in the country. You know, you get the Bruins and NHL who are in the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? You got the Celtics. You got the Patriots. You got the Red Sox who are number 1 in baseball right now. Just up and down. One of the best sports cities for sports in general. But I picked Philadelphia to beat the Celtics. And I think a lot of people were picking Philadelphia just because of the sheer talent that they had. And the sheer, they just have better talent. The Celtics lost 2 of their best talents. And Al Horford is more of a C+ or B player. He's not a guy that you would rely on to be your star. But Ben Simmons, a guy that most people are regarding as the next LeBron or the next big star, had 1 point in the 108-103 loss to the Celtics to go down 2-0 in the series. It's pretty interesting. You know, I think Philly just has the better players. I think Philly has more depth than Boston. But now, after watching 2 games out of this series, it looks like it's the other way around. It looks like Philly doesn't have the depth, and it looks like Boston is just better defensively. Even though Philly is probably better on offense, they can't stop Terry Rozier. They just can't. Terry Rozier is Kyrie Irving at the moment. Now, I'm not saying he's the next Kyrie. I'm saying in these playoffs, Terry Rozier is becoming what Kyrie is used to do in playoffs. Marcus Smart, he had 19. Jason Tatum, a rookie, had 21. Jaylen Brown, off the bench, had 13. So they're getting production from all these guys. And Philly's getting production, but they're not scoring when it counts. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not think Ben Simmons is only going to score 1 point in the next game. So that kind of was the turning point. But I don't think Philly's totally out of it. I think down 2 games, though, to a Boston team that has a lot of confidence is going to be tough. So I'm going to stick with my Philly pick. But it does not look good for Philly. And I would like to see Boston win because I like Boston. But I think the only team that would be able to compete with LeBron would be Philly. All right. So I'm going to start off until I go into the next series, about talking to you about Disobey Productions. Now, Disobey Productions is a company that did my music, opening and outro music, and they do a lot of art production. So film, photos, music, or graphics. Anything that you need in the multimedia world, they'll be able to help you. So hit up Disobey Productions on Instagram, disobeyproduction@gmail.com through the email, and then 407-937-9467 telephone number. Again, that's 407-937-9467. Disobey Productions. Alrighty. So, the thing about the NBA playoffs is really anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. So, I'm going to save the Rockets and Jazz for a little bit later. But I'm going to start off with the Warriors and Pelicans. So, I said in my playoff prediction, I just think the Warriors are too good and the Pelicans don't really have a good shot. And they're either going to get swept or they're only going to win 1 game. And it looks like that is going to stick. The Warriors, here's my hatred for the Warriors, okay? I used to like the Warriors. When the Warriors did not have Kevin Durant and they were the underdog, I was rooting for them, and I rooted for them. You got Steph Curry, a guy that is small and was never appreciated. Klay Thompson, a shooter that was never the star. Draymond Green, the 2nd-round pick out of Michigan State, who never played and then all of a sudden became a star. And they won their first championship, and I was amazed, and I wanted them to win. Then their second championship, they lost. They lost to LeBron. So they thought, let's go get the second best player in the NBA. And you guys all know the story, right? That's where my hatred started, and that's where most of the NBA fans' hatred started. But it's more than that. It's the cockiness, the arrogance. They just come out and play. And yes, it can be beautiful basketball. They can be fun to watch at times. But if they win the NBA championship this year, the NBA is going to have a problem. It's going to have a Warriors problem. When other teams are not winning the NBA championship or getting out of the West, there's a problem. It's the same thing with the East. If the Cavs get out again, if it's another Warriors versus Cavs finals, it's not going to be a high-rated finals. Not a lot. People are going to be like, okay, the Warriors won. The Warriors are going to win. Right? The Cavs, if it becomes down to the Cavs versus Warriors, the Cavs do not have a chance. It's the David and Goliath. It's not going to work out well. So the Pelicans are just a team standing in the way of the Warriors to get to the Western Conference Finals. If they had DeMarcus Cousins right now and he wasn't on the injured reserve list, the Pelicans would actually have a shot. Because right now the Warriors are playing okay basketball. But if they had DeMarcus Cousins on the New Orleans Pelicans right now, they would have a shot. Do I think they would win? No. But it would be a more entertaining series than it is right now. And what most people would think is an entertaining series. Now to close with the series, it's, of course, Houston versus Utah. For all you Utah Jazz fans, do not get all excited. Your boy Donovan Mitchell is going to win you a lot of games in the future. But it's too early right now. Okay? They did beat Houston in Houston. And you got to give them credit. I actually am going to say instead of winning one game, they'll win 2 games. At some point, Utah's going to win another one. But let's not forget, Houston lost 17 games in the regular season. You lost 34. Houston has James Harden, the favorite for MVP. You have Donovan Mitchell, favorite for Rookie of the Year. Big difference. So I think Houston is still the favorite. I don't think there's anything to worry about, but there's an issue. I said Houston's going to the NBA Finals, but I did say my pick would have to change if they didn't play better. So I still need to see 2 more games until I really believe Houston will go to the finals. Because right now, at this moment, there's no way they beat the Warriors. There's absolutely no way. There's just no way Houston would win. So James Harden needs to step up. If he's the real MVP, he needs to step up for his team and make sure they get to the finals. James Harden, during the season, scored 30.4 points per game, shot 45% from the field goal, and 85.8 at the free throw line. Donovan Mitchell had 20.5 points per game. He shot 43.7% at the field goal line. And he shot 80.5% from free throw. James Harden's better. But he needs to show how much he is better than Donovan Mitchell in this series. Okay, guys, so tonight, make sure to tune in to the Warriors and Pelicans. They start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Rockets and Jazz start at 10:30 Eastern Time. So I hope you enjoy those games. We're going to try this low podcast time. You know, it's about 15 minutes right now. Might go a little bit over than that. But the last podcast was about 38 minutes. And I know most people were telling me, you know, we need to lower that a little bit. That's a long podcast. And I totally understand. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to see how this shorter time period works and run with it. I'm definitely going to be posting this on YouTube. So if you are listening right now, it is going to be on YouTube. I'm trying to see the best place to listen to these is, and it's possibly YouTube. So please listen to me on here and subscribe. In closing, I want to shout out my second sponsor. You might have heard it from last show, Cinemanual Studios. You know, my boy Emmanuel Perez does great graphics and a lot of other stuff. If you need an editor, writer, cinematographer, photographer, he does it all. He created my logo for the show, and I guarantee he can help you. So follow him on Instagram at Cinemanual Studios, on Twitter, CinemanualSTU. He has an IMDb page, guys. So follow him at www.imdb.me/Emmanuel Perez. And if you want to get in touch with him, call him at 407-925-7101, and he will be more than happy to help you guys. So my two sponsors today were Cinemanual Studios and Disobey Productions. Make sure to give them a follow. And guys, follow me on all my social media, the Greenlight SP on Twitter. Any serious businesses, email me at thegreenlightsports@gmail.com. And make sure to follow me here on YouTube at The Greenlight. We will also, in the next coming weeks, be streaming on Twitch. As I record my podcast, I will be streaming on Twitch, and you guys will be able to ask me questions, and I'll answer them live on stream. And hey, I might even call you, and we can talk on the podcast. So be able to do that. That's what we're going to do to incorporate the Greenlight into the show, but we're still getting that all set up and everything. So I hope I shed a light on your day, and I hope to shed a light on you in the future. Thank you guys for listening.